Now, this weekend saw the release of a letter on behalf of the House of Bishops saying they are in agreement that the Christian understanding and doctrine of marriage as a lifelong union between one man and one woman remains unchanged. However, the letter also acknowledges that differing views exist within the Church. Love and marriage was the hot topic at this weekend's meeting of the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual and Transsexual Transgender Christian Fellowship in Hull and the East Riding. As the first same-sex weddings in England and Wales will take place from the end of next month, and the look and feel of what a gay marriage service should look like has been well and truly put under the microscope. Lucy Gorman from the recently formed fellowship is with me now to talk about what's been discussed, along with many others on this subject as well. It's great to see you.
Yeah, morning.
Thank you very much indeed for coming in. What's your view, first of all, on this letter that's been sent by the bishops? Have you seen it?
I have, yeah. I dissected it early yesterday morning when it came out. My view on it is it's not surprising. It didn't surprise me that the Church of England published something like that. I think it's disappointing. It upsets me that as a lesbian, I am part of a denomination and an organisation that doesn't and won't acknowledge my love for another human being in the same way that they would a man and a woman. And I think I can speak for most LGBT Christians when you say that hurts when you're part of an organisation that won't acknowledge it.
From my reading of it, I've probably not gone into it as closely as you have, but from my reading of it, it's a kind of, look, we can't support this, all of us can't support this as a union because some of us genuinely don't believe in this works. And we have signed up, if you like, to follow the writings and the preachings of God.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mention anything to do with LGBT. No. And that's why we can't support it, but we have an untold amounts of sympathy for it. Does that give you any comfort?
Yeah, in the fact that the Church of England is still split on this subject, and I think we've got a long road ahead of us. But it's not, there's no kind of compromise. We still can't perform, say, for example, kind of gay blessings as well. That was one of the things that was mentioned yesterday, that I could, with the kind of introduction of gay marriage, I can go to kind of a URC and get a gay marriage and include God, which is something that is so centred to my life, in my marriage, which is supposed to be the biggest day of your life. I can do that, but yet I can't do that in my own denomination, and I can't even get the legal bit done and then go to my church that I've gone to for 10 years with the vicar that I respect and love. I can't go to him and say, will you bless this partnership? I can't even do that. And that's what's frustrating about the whole issue, I think.
And this is an issue, I'm guessing, that is dominating all the discussions that you've been involved in the last few months.
Absolutely. I mean, yesterday's meeting that we had with the LGBT Christian Fellowship, brilliantly timed on my part, because I didn't know that was going to happen.
Sure.
And yeah, it was absolutely dominated. But one of the things we discussed yesterday in the meeting was what we would want our gay wedding to look like, or partnership, or whatever path we choose. And really, one of the main things that came out, especially for me, was actually it's no different. We still want hymns, we still want prayers, we still want maybe a bit of poetry in there, a song. That there's no difference in the order of service, if you like, that we want as same-sex couples that a straight couple would want.
And what was the response to that? I mean, how do you take this further? Because you can talk about it all you like, can't you?
Yeah.
It's then what happens as a result of those discussions.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard to kind of to continue, but obviously we've got to. I want to see a change in the Church of England, and hopefully I do firmly believe that will happen in the same way that it did kind of with race and slaves and divorcees. I do firmly believe that we will see a change, and the Church of England will realise that they're wrong like they have done on so many other things, like women bishops, for example. We will see a change, and I don't know how far down the road that will be, but I am confident that it will happen, and I will do everything in my power to try and help or make that happen.
I suppose the main thing is to keep it amicable, isn't it? You've got to keep this dialogue going, because the moment there's a shutdown between one side and the other, nothing proceeds at all.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to fight with anyone. I don't want to argue with someone. I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking for open discussion. And a lot of the time as well, what we've found in the past when we've spoken to people who maybe disagree with my views and our views, is that when you actually sit down and talk to someone who is gay, who is a Christian, and you realise that actually they're no different from you. I haven't got two heads. You know, I haven't got any different views on Christianity and how I should live my life really than you. I'm no different to you. So why should I have different rights when it comes to marriage?
Well, look, continue good luck with the society, with the fellowship, if you like. It's really good for you to come in. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you'll come in. We'll talk about it a lot more, because I think it's something that's so emotive and affects so many people around this region as well. So thank you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. Lucy Gorman from the LGBT Fellowship, Christian Fellowship, I should say, in Hull and East Yorkshire. Now, you've got your website launched now, haven't you?
I have, yes. We launched it on Friday night. It's www.lgbtchristianfellowship.co.uk.
All right, good. I'll have a look later. Thank you very much indeed. lgbtchristianfellowship.co.uk is that website if you want to go and have a look. Right, nearly 17 minutes to 8.